Vancouver's hockey fans are about to witness history, a moment that will change the city's sports game forever. Our very own professional women's hockey team is stepping out onto the ice in their first season as the Vancouver Goldeneyes, and fans here couldn't be more thrilled.
Let's go!
It's just nice because we could actually finally watch something that has women in it.
What are you looking forward to most this season?
Probably watching Hannah Miller play.
It's like a long time coming, so we're so excited to be part of history tonight.
Your 2025-26 Vancouver Goldeneyes!
And it gets better. The Goldeneyes will be the first PWHL team who won't have to share their rink with anyone else. This is their home, the Pacific Coliseum, an iconic building now updated with new locker rooms, training facilities, technology and broadcast capabilities, and best of all, the Vancouver Goldeneyes logo prominently displayed on center ice. Nearly 15,000 hockey fans packing into the stadium for the sold-out game against the Seattle Torrent, the largest opener attendance at a home venue in PWHL history.
Goldeneyes!
Support the Goldeneyes!
Of course, yeah. We're here to celebrate Jen Gardner. It's so exciting. We're family, we're cousins and aunts and grandmothers.
Jen Gardner!
Attempts to create a professional women's hockey league were made before.
Team Purple, they've got the top scorer in the league, Marie-Philippe Poulin.
With the formation of the Canadian Women's Hockey League in 2007.
2019 Boxing Cup champion!
But it collapsed in 2019 due to a lack of funding. When the PWHL was announced 4 years later, Vancouver wasn't a part of the original 6 franchises. Boston, Minnesota, and New York were created in U.S. markets.
Sarah Fillier backdoor, and she scores!
And in Canada, Montreal,
Cuts back, far side, Stacey, one time, she scores!
Ottawa, and Toronto were the allotted teams.
And on the rebound, it was a tremendous job by Spooner.
The chance for Vancouver to get a team came when the PWHL announced its plans to expand before its 3rd season. They called it the Takeover Tour, an expanded series of games in cities without a team. Vancouver hosted the Montreal Victoire and the Toronto Scepters in January of 2025 at Rogers Arena, and more than 19,000 fans came out to show their support.
We were at the Takeover event last year, and it was a really great time. And just having that event there just made me want to be a part of it.
The massive fan turnout spoke volumes, and the league heard the call for women's hockey in this town. And on April 23, 2025, PWHL announced that Vancouver would be one of the 2 cities to get a PWHL team.
We got a team!
Those same fans made it clear at the home opener that they are 100% behind their home team. And the Goldeneyes did not disappoint, giving the fans an exhilarating first game and taking home a win in overtime on this historic night.
Inisheva delays, a pass, it's Bourine, she scores! The game-winning goal in overtime at the hands of Abby Bourine, and the Vancouver Goldeneyes win their first ever game in the PWHL.
Welcome home! What an amazing first game of this season. Are you kidding me? That couldn't have gone any better. We're so good.
And it's really nice to have someone to look up to see my home team be able to play.
And everyone was kind of all together, and we were unified as one.
Coming up next in this CityNews Connect special, we're going to get behind the scenes with the coaches and the players to see how they built this team, who their biggest competition is going to be heading into the season, and what the future holds for female hockey players now that professional women's hockey is here to stay. We're at the Pacific Coliseum for the Goldeneyes training camp. This team is learning how to work together both on and off the ice for the very first time. Building this team was made possible with the help from some seasoned hockey powerhouses. Starting with former award-winning hockey player and coach Kara Gardner-Maury.
The excitement of the league and the direction women's hockey is going, I really wanted to be a part of it.
Canadian-born Gardner-Maury coached at Princeton University for 14 seasons before being asked to become general manager for the Goldeneyes.
Truthfully, I was like, oh, you don't want me to coach? I didn't really understand the role of the general manager. And then, you know, when I did some research and I called some people and we talked about it, I realized like it was something I'd really like to take on.
Now back in Canada, Gardner is taking on the massive task of handpicking every name on the roster. The goal is to build a team that is fast, synchronized, and resilient, much like qualities you'd find in the common Goldeneye duck, represented in the team's logo.
I really tried to focus on the locker room and leadership and just the quality character players that I thought should be in charge of setting the tone for a team and for a new franchise.
Among the first to be signed, Metro Vancouver natives Hannah Miller and Jen Gardner. Miller played for the Toronto Scepters and Gardner the Montreal Victoire. The two teams faced off at Rogers Arena during the PWHL Takeover Tour, which drew a crowd of more than 19,000 hockey fans.
Seeing the fan base and the support that came out, it was incredible. Exceeded you know, my expectations. I remember coming out for a warm up there, and there was, you know, people lining the glass and people up in the 300s still there to watch warm ups.
The amount of little girls and the impact that game had on all of BC and all of Vancouver, it was so special. So to have our team here, I think it's truly going to make a huge impact in the female hockey world.
How does it feel to be back in your hometown and playing for your hometown team?
Day one when I walked in here, we did the center ice logo reveal. You know, I had chills. It's a lot of history in this building, and specifically for myself, there's a lot of familiarity. Even you know, driving to the rink, I find myself, you know, coming over the bridge and smiling, taking a look at the mountains and everything around.
It's everything I could have ever dreamed of, and I could say that 100 times, but it really is. It's so special. I mean, I couldn't wait this entire summer, ever since I signed in Vancouver, to get to the rink for the very first time.
With just 1 week of training camp before their preseason game against the Seattle Torrent, the Goldeneyes have a lot of work to do. Head coach Brian Nadolski has the job of bringing all this talent together as a cohesive team. It's something he's done before, as the coach of the St. Cloud State University women's hockey program for 3 years and the Chinese women's team in Shenzhen, a team that Miller was also a part of.
One of the things that appealed to me here was the job Kara did putting together the roster. Immediately was something I identified, and just how she was building it, the character of the players and the talent level, and having coached some of those players in the past, I thought it would be super cool to reunite with them.
He really cares about his players off the ice, and I think does a good job trying to get to know people, not just as athletes and hockey players. And obviously me and him having that familiarity from being overseas is it's nice. It's nice to kind of know what to expect from each other, but I think he's going to do an excellent job here, and we're very lucky to have him.
I look at it as an opportunity for me to challenge myself, and every time I've taken a step up in my career and different things, there's always that initial flush of, are you ready? What's this going to be like? But it doesn't take long to settle in and feel pretty confident about what you do and how you do it and how that translates.
Of course, being a brand new team comes with growing pains.
I worry the most about the roster. How can I keep this special team that I think we're going to have? How do I keep it together? We're managing salaries and salary cap and potential expansion again, and what will that look like? So my biggest worry is how to keep our team together through the next couple of years, and the other one is how we manage the travel. Like, we're one of the few two teams that are on the West, and what that looks like comparatively.
Traveling consistently 3 time zones is vastly different than what they've experienced in the college game.
But the end goal is for the team to make a mark for itself in the city and to give back to the fans that made it all possible.
I think that if Vancouver becomes a place where all the players want to come play and that the staff wants to come work for, and most importantly, really become the fabric of the city, where when you're walking around talking to like people on the street and you say, who's your favorite team in Vancouver, that they say PWHL Vancouver.
I keep saying that I hope the Pacific Coliseum is the hardest building for any team to walk into and play against. I want our fans to be rowdy and to be loud and passionate and courageous in every single moment, and we're going to show up for them just like they're going to show up for us.
We've seen the amazing team that Vancouver has put together. Up next, we're going to show you who is going to be their greatest competition. The Goldeneyes may have the makings of a championship team, but they are newcomers. And as newbies going into the PWHL's 3rd season, they're going to face some stiff competition.
Jumping through the mid lane, Thompson to stick line, drags and a high shot, she scores!
Not least of which is the Minnesota Frost, who swept the last 2 seasons, winning the coveted Walter Cup in 2024 and 2025.
Minnesota Frost, back-to-back Walter Cup champions!
As one of the new kids on the block, Vancouver's Goldeneyes might be at a disadvantage.
The Goldeneyes will have probably a little bit of a hill ahead of them, having a brand new team, having to kind of create that chemistry, get a leadership squad together, get acquainted with their fan base early on.
Toronto-based Sportsnet broadcaster and former professional hockey player Ailish Forfar thinks, despite being the underdogs, Vancouver's team has some clear advantages.
This team is going to be very hard to play against. In terms of the roster, the expansion draft was very favorable for the Vancouver Goldeneyes. They've got a lot of high-end talent, and I think Kara is a perfect example of someone that knows how to build a team quickly.
Forfar actually thinks the Goldeneyes could take it all.
They're probably one of the favorites to win the Walter Cup this year.
But wait a minute, what about Minnesota?
She comes here in Game 3 and is facing a hungry Ottawa team.
Seems like Vancouver's biggest challenge may not be the Frost after all. Who do you think will be their greatest competition this season?
There's no doubt about it, biggest rival will be the Seattle Torrent, because the fact that you're both the first ever expansion teams in the PWHL, you're bordering each other, you're the only 2 West Coast teams, you're going to have that built-in rivalry. You're going to be the team that wants to win the Walter Cup first out of the expansion teams. You're the 2 teams that got to go into the expansion draft and pick players and try to be strategic.
One of the players Vancouver was quick to pick, Hannah Miller, was a big loss for the Toronto Scepters.
The expansion draft definitely was hard on a lot of the original teams in the PWHL. Toronto is losing a big part of their team, and Vancouver will be very happy to have her back in her home province.
Number 34, Hannah Miller!
She is extremely talented, very tough to play against. A natural-born goal scorer, and probably in the mix to play for the Canadian Olympic team. So it's a big loss in Toronto, a big gain for the West Coast, and she feels like she's still in the prime of her game, a young woman with a lot of potential to keep playing professional hockey for years to come. So we were sad to see her go, but you will be very happy with Hannah Miller.
And Toronto was not alone. Vancouver also snatched up another great talent, this time from Montreal.
Jen Gardner was such a huge part of the victoire, and that top line with Marie-Philippe Poulin and Laura Stacey, 2 of the Canadian icons. She fit in seamlessly. She was one of the runners-up for Rookie of the Year last year. She was explosive for their offense, and Montreal's going to have a huge deficit to fill with her up on the front end, and so she's bringing in a great presence to the West Coast. And she's still super young in her career, and I think that's exciting for Vancouver fans to kind of like see her develop. Some high-end caliber players go to the West Coast. You're making me feel jealous.
And things are going to get more exciting for fans, with players getting more physical on the ice. With more physicality allowance in the league now, how do you think it'll change the game?
And allowing the girls to be more physical, it just adds that element of you got to keep your head up. You got to be aware in the corners. You can't be, trying to deke through someone because they'll put a body on you. Keeping fans engaged as well. And when you have fans that watch men's hockey and then come watch women's hockey, they'll be surprised to see at how physical the women can be. So the girls want to do it. They feel proud about doing it. They're physically able to do it. They're super strong. So I think it just adds another level. And if I was still playing, I would enjoy it.
Having followed the PWHL's growth over the last few years and now seeing the expansion to Seattle and Vancouver, what does it all mean for the future of women's hockey?
I think 6 to 8 is a big jump. We'll see if they go 8 to 10 maybe in the next year or two. There's enough really, really talented professional women's hockey players out there. It's just finding the right spot. So I would encourage people that live in the Takeover City tours to go to show your support, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons that Vancouver was awarded a franchise, because there was so much demand. There were so many people that wanted to see them when they came on the Takeover tour. So it showed up really well, and now you got the Goldeneyes.
It looks like the Professional Women's Hockey League is here to stay. Exciting times for fans and for those who dream of being a player one day. When we come back, we'll look at the future of female hockey and the inspiration the PWHL is giving young girls in the greater Vancouver area. Great hockey stories start somewhere. We're here on the North Shore, the home of the Avalanche, a place that's near and dear to Hannah Miller. And today she's come back to her home ice to inspire the next generation of female hockey players.
Rip it! Woo!
It's really exciting having especially Hannah Miller, since she started with this association and she's gone so far.
She's such an inspiration to young girls like me, my sister, and all of my friends who play on the Avalanche.
Nobody down here! I played all my minor hockey kind of in this arena, so a lot of good memories when I was pulling into the parking lot today. And looking up here, I can remember, my grandma and my mom sitting up there watching, my games when I was a kid.
Like Miller, these girls are finding their love for hockey playing for the Avalanche at North Vancouver's Canlan Sports. Knowing that Miller started out here and is now playing for the big leagues means their dreams of one day playing professional hockey could also become a reality.
That's my dream. I've been playing for a really long time, and I work really hard, and I hope one day I can go to the PWHL as well. It does make me kind of want to be a PWHL player more.
Athena's dad and vice president of the North Shore Female Hockey Association, Zach Taylor, is having the girls run drills with Miller.
What do you guys think of this drill? Fun?
No.
What?
Not only to sharpen their skills, but to open their eyes to the possibilities.
And I think they're going to really see what hard work and determination can do for them. Right now, these girls are just starting to set some of their future goals, and so I think that having somebody like Hannah come out on the ice, be a little bit of that mentor for them, is going to really change their lives today. I think the PWHL has been doing a great job promoting the game and planting those seeds in these young women out here on the ice today.
So you need to kind of, come in and maybe if it's a head fake or, pulling the puck one way or the other to kind of try to change the angle. I think it's great now that the girls have, the PWHL and some female role models to look up to. I grew up going to Canucks games, and now that they get a chance, an opportunity to go to some PWHL games and see professional women's hockey live and on TV at this level, I think it's awesome. What's going on? You got an autograph book?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I didn't bring anything.
That's okay.
The growing enthusiasm for Vancouver's PWHL expansion can be felt all across Greater Vancouver. Meanwhile, the popularity of this sport among young girls has been brewing for quite some time, as can be seen here.
I saw it.
Rinks jam-packed on the weekends as games get underway. We're at the Richmond Ice Center, where the Ravens are hosting an all-female hockey tournament with teams from out of the province and out of the country. The boom in women's hockey is clear in the numbers. According to Hockey Canada, since 2022, there's been a 30% increase in registration of female hockey players.
We have teams from the Yukon, we have Alaska, Seattle, Northern Alberta, Northern BC, Calgary. We have teams from everywhere coming into this tournament. 5-6 years ago, we were running at 18 teams, and now we're at 50 teams.
Milan Dragosivic has been director of hockey operations of the Richmond Ravens for 15 years. He's seeing the demand firsthand, particularly in the younger age groups.
We've noticed a big increase in at the U7, U9, U11 age groups, and our numbers have grown quite a bit over the last few years. It just seems like the girls really want to play hockey. They want to be with their friends. They like that friendship.
We're going to start with 4 left wingers, Sienna, Arwen, Giselle, and Petey.
Girls hockey is a lot different than boys hockey. The girls are still very competitive. They thrive and want to learn in pressure situations. They want to get better, they want to improve, they ask a lot of questions. They're extremely hardworking and they listen so good.
I've always been at the rink like almost every day of the week, and like I've met a lot of people here.
14-year-old Claire Galanders is captain of the U15 Ravens. She skated with professional players like Jen Gardner. Watching them play gives her the extra push to follow in their footsteps.
I think Jen was pretty inspiring to see how good she was, how talented she was. It's nice to know that when I'm older there's something to go to.
And her coach believes she has what it takes.
She's a fantastic leader, and she's a fantastic hockey player. She's going to have a bright future in whatever she pursues.
What do you tell girls when they express to you that they have interest in playing professional hockey in the future?
They have to make a commitment themselves. And it's not just the commitment of playing games. It's the commitment of character, attitude, doing a lot of stuff on your own. Those kind of things that when no one's watching, you got to do yourself. They look at these girls and maybe they picture themselves in 5, 10, 12 years down the road and being a member of a professional hockey team. And that is cool. They never had that opportunity in the past. Maybe the highest level that they had was the NCAA or the Canadian University, and that was the highest level. Now they got something else to aspire to.
The Vancouver Goldeneyes win their first ever game in the PWHL.
The arrival of professional women's hockey in Vancouver is not only a monumental step forward for women's sports, it's also paving the way for young athletes, helping them realize that their dreams of a career in hockey can now become a reality.